Did you know that Airbnb stands for Air Mattress, Bed, and Breakfast? It was originally designed so that you could rent out an air mattress in your living room or extra bedroom to help pay rent. Today, we'll be talking about how you can make money with short-term rentals. Airbnb is very popular, but something like Casa or Purespace are other trending options, and they may be more convenient depending on your situation. Some people think you need a condo in the city or a mansion on the water to make good money with short-term rentals like Airbnb, but actually, the properties that are bringing in the most income are in the suburbs. A 1,000 to 2,000 square foot home, just like yours, does really well. These are mostly families that are coming from out of town to visit with their loved ones, but they still want their own personal space. Hotels are less common in these areas, and for the similar price, you can get more space, more beds, and more accommodations like being able to cook your own meals, or lounge spaces like backyards and front porches, and so much more. People are trying harder to leave the mundane 9 to 5 and find other ways of bringing in that dough. And having rental properties is a great investment. There are pros and cons to having these rentals be short term. But first, let's focus on the positive. Now, if you price it right, you can get 2 to 5 times more money each month for nightly rentals than yearly leases. Now, 2, your renters should be more mindful and cleaner and more respectful during their stay, especially since they get rated as guests on these booking sites as well. So, they're likely to be on their best behavior. 3, if you do end up with disrespectful renters, you won't have to put up with them for very long, typically only a night or 2, possibly a week. Number 4, you have more control over which nights the home is available. This is especially important if your home is in a hot vacation spot that you may want to vacation there yourself sometime. However, with these short-term rentals, there come some headaches. For one, you will have to furnish and decorate yourself, meaning there are more startup costs. Number 2, you will also spend more time and money cleaning between guests because it's going to be every few nights instead of just once a year or every couple years. 3, you must be available for your guests and their questions at all times, or hire someone to be on call 24/7. Lack of communication can cause poor ratings, which will lead to less bookings and less money. Number 4, making insurance claims can be a little tricky when you have a short-term renter. 5, it's harder to take legal action if something does go wrong. Airbnb kind of leaves you on your own with this. Now, number 6, short-term rentals are not always legal. And this gets especially tricky with apartments or any HOAs. But people do it anyway, for now. Cities may decide to create and enforce more laws against them, as it does take away from people having a permanent home, but they are finding ways to tax short-term rentals, of course, so I think they'll let it stick around for a little bit. So, what are your options for short-term rentals? Well, Airbnb is the most popular, but you can also look into Vrbo, Vacasa, and Purespace. There are others out there, but these are the most popular that I tend to see and hear about, so we're just going to focus on these 4. Now, Vrbo is just another Airbnb. You put up your property for rent, someone rents it by the night, and it is your responsibility to manage everything else from there. Now, I would recommend Airbnb over Vrbo, mainly just because it's more popular, so you get more traffic, more bookings. Also, Airbnb's website is slightly more updated and user-friendly, while Vrbo has more limitations. So for unique rentals like a shared space or a campsite, you'll have to use Airbnb. And I wouldn't recommend doing both unless you can be sure that you will not get double booked. That can really hurt your rating if you have to cancel on somebody. Now, Vacasa is similar, but they do so much more for you. They market your home, they manage your reservations, even on multiple sites. They take care of your guests, clean, stock the essentials, repairs, routine maintenance, and administration work. Also included in that management fee is professional photography, more intriguing home descriptions to try to pull them in, and 3D virtual tours, and automatically setting optimal rates for each individual night. These are all things that you will have to manage on your own if you do not use a rental management company. Now, Casa is a short-term rental management company, and they use sites like Airbnb and Vrbo. It may be worth looking into, especially if your rental property is nowhere near your home. Rental Management One is another option, and they will handle both short-term or long-term rentals. Now, Purespace is like Airbnb, but for workspace, and it is becoming increasingly more popular. And these can be even shorter rentals, like by the hour. It can be a simple desk and a chair in a small room in your home, or a unique and stylish place to meet with a client, a conference room with a large meeting table, or a fully equipped apartment or home. Now, with the idea of an hourly rental, you might have the wrong idea, but some people just need a quiet space to work, whether they are traveling with family, or maybe their house is under construction, or there's some artists that just need a space to go with limited distractions, good lighting and background, or just a change in scenery to get remotivated and creative. Now, this can be a great option for making money, either replacing Airbnb or using both. Just remember to find a way to avoid double booking if you use more than one option. Now, we have a client that rents out space in the Eastern Market for either Purespace or Airbnb. And this is a great example. It is a beautiful 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with a full kitchen and super large living room that he has sectioned off into 3 different parts. A big conference table or dining table, a cozy personal one-on-one meeting space, or a big long couch for either napping or hanging out with the crew or family. A place like this is not only perfect for a family needing a place to stay in Detroit, but it's also perfect for filming a video or hosting a small get-together, having a meeting, or so much more. The options are endless. Now, I have been doing a lot of research lately on Airbnb and short-term rentals, so please do not hesitate to contact me if you have questions or you just want to go over your options. Be sure to follow me on Facebook as I post investment properties when I see a good one. And if you have any experience or helpful tips, you can be sure to let us know down in the comments below. And if you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone you know that could use the information. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and trust your realtor.